Hey, are you a business owner, entrepreneur, or professional? If so, we want you to apply to be a featured guest on our show. My name is Adam Torres, and I host the Mission Matters series of podcasts. I've recorded over 3,000 episodes, and we are just getting started. How do you know if you'd be a good guest to be on the show? Well, only one way to find out, and that's to apply, but I'm going to let you in on a little secret. We want guests that have a story to tell, guests with a brand, a product, or a service that can benefit my audience of listeners. If this sounds like you, go to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. I'd love to talk to you and get to know more about your story. Again, head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, now let's get into the show. Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Marketing Podcast, your source for all things marketing. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so I have Zack Holland on the line, and he's co-founder and CEO over at SelectView. Zack, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
All right, so I'm excited to get into today's topic. So we're going to talk about streamlining affordable marketing utilizing managed distributed systems. So a lot of people out here that are listening and want to learn more about different marketing systems and functions and how to improve their businesses. So I think it's going to be a great topic for our audience. But just to maybe get us started, let's go a little bit further into, what SelectView is and really what makes your company different from maybe some of the other marketing companies out there.
Absolutely. So SelectView utilizes managed distributed systems to create flexible, cost-efficient marketing that's very different than either an agency setup or working with freelancers. So at SelectView, we manage new clients by pairing them with a SelectView strategist. That's a full-time internal member of our team. That strategist works with clients day-to-day on setting growth priorities, developing roadmaps, and then helps them build and manage a system of pre-vetted expert freelancers and boutique agencies from our small, strongly vetted network. And so what you get there is a transparent, flexible system that allows people to develop an accountable marketing program that actually works for their business and where they are in their journey, instead of trying to take one program and sell it to as many clients as possible.
Wow, I mean, that definitely sounds like a different model altogether. So I want to go, because I know, a lot of people have worked with agencies, a lot of people have worked on these other models, but I think that this managed distributed system is a little bit unique the way that you're approaching it. So let's go a little bit further into that. Like, how does that managed distributed system work?
Definitely. So normally there are three types of building a marketing team, right? There's working with a marketing agency. And marketing agencies worked well for a long time. Currently, they're starting to look pretty outdated just because of the fact that, an agency's model exists in charging the highest retainer fees possible, utilizing the lowest amount of those retainer fees to actually fulfill client services because their revenue comes from the sandwich between those two numbers, right? And when we were looking at working at agencies, both, as people who worked at agencies and hired them, that misaligned priority between how agencies fulfill service and what clients really need to make efficient use of their marketing dollars, it seemed ripe for change, right? And the other two models, trying to hire, train, and manage a whole array of freelancers at varying degrees of performance and accountability, or hiring an expensive internal team, each had pros and cons that we wanted to be able to pull together into what we thought would be the most high performance and yet still cost efficient system for marketing, which is what we have with SelectView.
What is a typical, maybe we should go a little bit further in what's a good sized company or a good fit to typically work with SelectView? Is this for enterprise? Is this for mid-market, small businesses, or a combination of all those? I guess let's start there, but then because I want to figure out what does a team actually look like? What can somebody expect? And I know that's going to depend on the size of the company, I'm guessing. So let's go a little bit more into the nuts and bolts.
Absolutely. And so as far as size of company, the beauty about the select few system to where you have your select few strategist, someone who pretty much becomes an integral part of your team, who knows what's important to you guys, who is helping to creatively ideate, and then can help design and manage that entire system of experts and freelancers and boutique agencies. Because of that, it works for really a wide range of companies, from startups that have raised a bit of startup capital and are looking for strategy and a really efficient team to help them grow. That kind of second bucket would be really the meat of our business, which is late seed, Series A, Series B venture-funded startups, where they have an internal, maybe 2 or 3 person marketing team, but they're really trying to put most of their capital, especially with hiring on internally, into engineers, product, and they're asking a lot of those internal market people. And so what we can do is provide really great, high quality support to fill in all those gaps that they're not going to hire for internally. Be it, they're probably not going to hire a full-time Facebook media buyer or a TikTok media buyer or outsourced sales or when they need design help. And so what we can do is, all through that strategist who is really the kind of pivot between what the company needs and a network, we can fill in all the gaps. And then that third bucket is large private companies, Fortune 500s, that want really great project management through that strategist and who want to work with really great creatives on projects such as video or web or anything like that. And so those 3 buckets, small, funded, but still getting started companies, those late seed, Series A, B venture funded, and the large companies would be the 3 buckets that we work with.
And so it seems like, and I want you to correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like based on the model overall, it seems like not only can you handle most types of clients, regardless of size, or let me know if I'm wrong, but niche also. Like, so would you argue like that SelectView is pretty niche agnostic because you pretty much have an agency and or a partner that is that can service those needs?
Absolutely. And even on the strategist side, we've really focused on hiring a very diverse background of people when we hire new strategists, because we want them to be able to work with clients that they have experience with and that they really want to work with. I feel like a lot of sour agency relationships come from somebody at the agency just getting assigned a client because they got brought on, and that's who you work with now. When for us, when people love their work, they tend to do better work. And so we really match strategists with new clients that want to work with that size of companies, want to work with that niche, be it B2B or direct to consumer or anything like that. And we find that's just as important as actual service experts that have experience in that industry as well.
Can you talk a little bit more about just the company culture overall? Because I feel like the strategist role is pretty interesting, and just the model, and obviously there's you have both sides. So you have the partner side, the agency side, the people that are, doing some of the fulfillment, but then obviously the strategist, the in-house side of things. I mean, can you talk a little bit more about the company culture and like what people can expect when walking into, SelectView?
Absolutely. So we started SelectView because we were running marketing for clients at large agencies, and we were running marketing as brands and hiring agencies. And it was, what really got to us was the ethical gray areas that come from white labeling, markups that come from an agency selling services that they really don't specialize in, but they just want, to bring on more client business. Everything there really got to us because, your clients become your friends and you get tired of feeling like you're ripping your friends off. And so when we started SelectView, it was really based on principles of complete transparency, of clients always owning their accounts, knowing who's working on what. And because everybody knows who's working on what, there's accountability. All of our clients' contracts are month to month. And so there's a lot of accountability based on performance. Nobody is setting and forgetting ads. No one is bringing the client on and then relaxing until their 6-month contract is almost up. Because of the system, there's transparency, and accountability leads to high performance month in and month out. And the other big part of that is it's flexible based on what companies actually need. A lot of companies get sold because they like whoever they're talking to at an agency, and they get sold on that agency, even if it's not right for where they are in their journey. Either they're too small and they don't need to be paying $15,000 a month on retainer, or they're, or they don't, that agency doesn't have the specialty that their business type really needs, experience in their niche, anything like that. For us, we're not selling one internal agency team. We're selling the ability to build the perfect team for your company. And that switch right there means that we can actually work with a wide range of clients and really meet where they actually need us to be in their journeys.
Fantastic. So switching it up a little bit, I want to get into, because you have a unique vantage point based on working with many clients and then working with different agencies. And you just see things a little bit differently than I would argue somebody that's in their one agency bubble, like day to day, right, with their client list. So what kind of changes do you see? Just overall going on in the marketing industry for, I don't know, let's take 2020 beyond, just in general, what kind of changes do you see on the horizon?
Absolutely. Really, we built the SelectView system in response to one large trend in marketing, and that's the trend that the best marketers in the world don't sit at a 50-person agency at a desk in an office anymore. The best specialists, and marketing has become a specialized act, to where beyond strategy, you really need someone who only does that service category, be it Facebook ads or search or SEO. Generalists tend to waste your marketing dollars. And the best specialists on earth tend to work for themselves. They want to control their own lives. They want to be freelancers who work with a select group of clients. They want to run a small boutique agency with a couple of their friends. They don't want to go and sit at a desk at a large agency anymore. And so in trying to take advantage of that talent pool in the distributed network, a lot of companies move to just trying to hire freelancers on different networks. And that has a lot of shortcomings as well, because just a mix of freelancers all working together under an internal marketing director really lack that synchronization and all heading in the right direction with timing that marketing requires. And that's why we brought in that strategist role, which is so important, because you get that guidance that you get by working with an agency, but you have cost efficiency and the specialization of working with really great freelancers. And it's the mix of those two things that make managed distributed systems a success.
No, it's awesome. I couldn't agree with you more. And for everybody listening, that answer was not rehearsed, and I really do agree with that, because I look at and this is not I don't know, this definitely isn't a marketing term, but I look at the ninjas out there of marketing, like the people that really kill it for their clients, and they're exactly what you just said. Like, they're these pods of individuals that you stumble upon, and then once you stumble upon them, you never want to let them go. Like, you're like, wait, where did you come from? You can actually do this? Like, I've been looking for this for how long? And then everybody that, that goes through all of that sifting process, I guess we may say, that happens. And the best thing about SelectView is that you're essentially in that, you're constantly doing that, right? You're constantly looking for different talent, different things that can match things. And you've already have your individuals and your crew of people and agencies and these people just like what you just described that we already work with. So you've just basically saved your clients a lot of money for having to go out there and go through this trial and error period, right? And so now you save them a lot of money, and now let's not even talk about the amount of time that you've saved them, considering, especially when you're working with some of these startups that, that are funded, that are really short on time, and they need results for that money because they have investors and they have a whole range of checks and balances that they have to fulfill to make sure that they're doing what they need to do, and all while growing the company. So I get what you're doing at SelectView, and I think it's a great thing and a great service. And that being said, Zack, so if somebody's listening to this and they want more information on SelectView and they want to connect with you and your team, what's the best way for them to reach out and do that?
Of course. They can always find out about our transparent pricing model and more about SelectView in general at selectview.co, or find us on socials at SelectViewTeam.
Fantastic. Well, Zack, it's been awesome having you on the show today. Appreciate you coming on and teaching us more about what you're doing over at SelectView, and also, of course, the benefit of using a company that runs with managed distributed systems. Love the setup, love the model. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this, and definitely if you're a first-time listener, don't forget, hit that subscribe button. Definitely want you to come back. We have some more great guests coming up for you. Want you to catch those episodes, and if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Marketing, give that a subscribe there. But more importantly than the subscribe is leave us some comments on that video. I'd love to know what kind of projects that you're working on and to keep our conversation going in the YouTube community. And Zack, thanks again for coming on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you.